It's said the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, meaning each individual part can only do so much, but when all parts are working in harmony, you get something truly amazing. Enormous brakes are useless without grip. Speed is futile without aerodynamics. Power is of no purpose without a transmission to withstand it. You can see my point here, but when they all come together in a 65 Mustang, you get nothing short of a street-legal Trans Am race car. This is Ryan, and this is his wide-body Coyote swap Mustang, built to be just that, greater than the sum of its parts. So here we are back in the shop with Ryan and his wide-bodied Coyote swap Mustang. So first off, let's just go over, how did this car get to this point? Like, this is a lot to take in, and obviously it was a lot of work to do. So,
well, like anyone eats an elephant one bite at a time. So
yeah,
I wanted a Mustang. It was kind of one of those things where, you know, just started with a good job, made real money, I wanted a toy. And I was right about to buy a mineral gray, like Terminator Cobra, until I saw this thing, and it was just $3,500. It was like the Skylight Blue, which is like a baby blue.
Okay, yeah.
And the guy basically just had too many project cars, and he was wanting to let go of it. And I was like, well, I have no project cars, and that's perfect for me. I knew it was going to get a V8, so the inline six that came with it was going to go. Okay. And then I knew pretty early on that I didn't want it to be kind of purpose built for a straight line. I know occasionally I can definitely take it to the drag strip or do some rolls, but I wanted to road race this thing and do autocross.
Yeah, multi-purpose car, yeah. It's like a Swiss Army knife for the street, yeah.
Whenever I was putting this together, I kind of wanted that 60s era Trans Am race car, but exaggerated, right? Yeah. This car is 4 inches wider on each side from the Myers Racing wide body kit. This is the Adams kit, if anybody was kind of curious and wondering. Yeah. The only difference is the original kit had the Shelby hood, and this was their 3-inch hood, because I wanted to kind of future-proof it just in case.
Yeah, you want.
I did a max effort NA build with Cobra Jet.
Yeah, you got some space to fit that intake under there. Okay, I get you.
Or a or a Whipple or something.
Yeah, blower. Yeah. So what do we have under the hood?
First thing, if you are not familiar with this early Mustang kind of bodies and structure, there's no shock towers because
that's what I'm saying.
Coyote's massively wide. Yeah, that's one characteristic that everybody's aware of.
Yeah, dual overhead cams, all that valve train, it just widens the engine.
But this is pretty much an unopened Gen 1 Coyote. Okay. I have the 2018 manifold. Power by the Hour came up with the intake manifold and the front runner kit, which kind of simplifies things by relocating your alternator to the passenger side and allowing you to run like a Saginaw GM Type 2 power steering pump, so that you can have hydro boost brakes. There's some people that have hydro boost power brakes. Or they have the power rack like I have. Nice.
Now the 18 manifold, you did that for extra power or packaging?
A little extra power, a little bit more peak power in the upper RPM bands.
Nice.
And everything's tuned by Lund Racing. And there's a 4 control pack, so it's pretty seamless.
It's running OEM computer pretty much.
And great drivability.
Yeah.
We wanted all the grip that we could possibly fit, so we pulled out the tools to measure out the widest tires that could fit on the car, or with the kit. And So it's not too extreme in the sense of like offsets and backspacing for a car. It's pretty factory. So it's like 4-inch backspacing, which is kind of a little more shallower than what a typical car would kind of go with factory fenders. And however, they're 11-inch wide wheels, and I'm able to fit 295 wide front tires.
That's some meat in the front.
And the rear is 315s.
Cool. So it's not perfectly square, but it's still like there's still enough meat up front like that.
And that was something I kind of battled internally, like, because a square setup is somewhat desirable because there's attributes where the rear doesn't overpower the front.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's balanced to a certain degree.
So I ended up going which is bigger, just to have that grip.
Yeah, exactly. And then it looks cool too. So I mean, and the rears are just slightly bigger than the fronts. It just has that classic look.
Like a little, like Porsche 911.
Yeah,
ratio.
exactly. Yeah, and Porsche 911s they're usually like very exaggerated, like 235s in the front, 305s in the rear. But yeah. Now that we're at the rear of the vehicle, yeah, there's even more going on. I see a lot of billet aluminum pieces. I see a huge, massive wing. Like, so from an aerodynamic perspective, how do you get this thing to really handle as good as it looks?
So I have still, you know, with what's here, the wide body, the hood, the front splitter, the rear spoiler, it's not a 200-mile-an-hour car.
Yeah, okay.
However, the wing, this was added, it definitely tremendously stabilizes the car when we get up to 100, 120.
Okay.
And when you go faster, it just prevents the car from floating around.
I'm looking at these lights, and this is like one of those pieces like itself, like you could just put it in a box and just
frame it?
Yeah, you could frame it and make a picture of it. Like it's one of the coolest pieces on this car.
So 396 Mero on Instagram, he makes these lights. I had trouble with, or I had, I guess, a quarrel with the lights that were available for these cars.
Yeah.
Because it is still the tri-bar, but on the original lights, it's one single halogen bulb in there. And I worry, like, it's not going to be bright enough.
Exactly. And for safety reasons too, you don't want anybody just slamming in the back of you. Like,
or it's hard to tell what's a brake light and what's a running light.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So then I talked to him, and I kind of like, look, I see you have the concept of making these lights. However, I want to make sure that they're bright enough. There's good difference of running lights, turn signals. So he put these together, and it's a very sweet looking Euro light, I guess you could say, for the old body style, which is something new and fresh. And basically, it has F1 style braking lights. It has sequential lights that are amber, and it even has a party mode. Yeah, you guys can see on the video. Yeah, you see. It's just cool. That's the best way to explain it. It's just the coolest. It's one of the coolest pieces on this car. Yep. Yeah. A lot more robust. Yeah. Very cool. So now the car is on the lift, so we can get to see all the goodies that is under it. It looks just as good under it than it does above it. So first off, we got a little aero going on, so it's a little chin spoiler you got built on here. Yeah, kind of the whole package with the Shelby style bumper. So this provides a little bit of downforce, not much, but it's a little bit. Yeah. Now, of course, everyone gets the Shelby style bumper because it opens this up for cooling. Yeah, exactly. And then as well as, these are not fog light holes, these are in fact these are brake duct holes. I'm like, when I first saw it, I was like, dude, that goes somewhere. Yeah. And it goes right here straight to the brakes. I was like, that is ingenious. Yep. And it's got a 14-inch rotor, so it gets, you know, all the leverage for braking as well as, you know, dissipating heat. So you never run into like breaking the shoes on the track? Nope. That's how you do it. So suspension-wise, I see coilovers, I see tubular arms. Yeah. What we're working with. So this is the Mustang 2 style front suspension. This kit's actually made by Rod and Custom Motorsports, and so they have this nice beefy cross member. This is what kind of adds that rigidity back into the front end whenever you cut the shock towers out. Okay. And then kind of moving here, we have fabricated control arms, and going to, you know, mounted with our QA1 coilovers. Okay. And these coilovers are adjustable. You can change their spring rate, the valving for the shocks. Nice. As well as like ride height. Okay, cool. And further back, we get into some exhaust. So we have some long tube headers. What Yep. So these are Doug's long tube headers. They're 1 3/4 primaries. They go to a 3-inch collector.
Okay.
And they include provisions for your O2 bung.
O2 bungs, yeah.
Stainless exhaust, 409 stainless exhaust to 2 Vibrant Racing resonators. Kind of hushes down the Coyote rasp.
Yeah.
And then just have that classic sound from a 4-chamber muffler.
Perfect.
All the way back to the rear.
So
of the
you
car.
put this exhaust together in your garage? Mm-hmm. Dude.
Every bit of it.
On jack stands.
That's right.
That's how you do it, man. Transmission is Super Snake.
Yeah, it was out of a GT500, 2009 GT500 with the Super Snake packs and all the good stuff. But fitting this thing in here is kind of a chore because you have to raise the floorboard a little bit.
Okay.
As well as you get something like this universal cross member that's meant to hold, a T56 and kind of a universal chassis.
Yeah, something like
setup.
that. Okay. So in the rear end, what do we have here? I know this is
It's a 4.9-inch.
Okay.
But we have our 4.9-inch differential with our axles inside of a Chris Alston's Chassis Works Fab 9 housing, which is reinforced, and it's actually meant for the Total Control products, triangulated rear 4-link with adjustable coilovers.
Okay. So triangulated 4-link coilovers. I see you have adjustability.
So
down here?
Yeah, so this is our adjustment for ride height. This is adjustment for if we need to change pinion angles and things like that. And also you would change your top links as well so that everything works hunky-dory.
What about gear ratio? What you running gear ratio wise?
So the gear ratio in here is a 389, which kind of makes it a little bit more peppier, a little more snappier with the long gears that are in the TR6060.
The factory TR6060 has those longer ones for a supercharged engine. This being a naturally aspirated Coyote, you want a little higher of a gear ratio, okay? Making a little sense here. Got a little method to the madness. Gas tank, is this a factory gas tank?
It's not. So this is actually, Tanks Inc. manufactures these things to be drop-in.
Okay.
And to emulate the factory, fuel tanks. And they're direct bolt-in. And the best part is they work with people like Aeromotive, where I have a Stealth 340, fuel hat that just drops right on
in. Yeah, and then you probably have the bosses, so you can just connect directly to your fuel lines all the way to the front.
That's right.
Your fuel gauge still works?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Everything works.
That's how you do it. Now we're gonna put this thing on the road and see what it does. There's the camera right there. ridiculous.
RPM.
Okay, yeah,
RPM fixes that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Ryan's Mustang is a great example of building a car for your own enjoyment. It's not built for Instagram likes or TikTok views. There's plenty of those kind of builds to go around. This Mustang is built to be enjoyed on and off the road course. It's a testament to just because it's home built doesn't mean it can't perform reliably. In fact, this car was driven 200 miles to location, beat on for 2 days of filming, and then driven 200 miles back home without a single hiccup. The only thing that it destroyed was fuel. You don't need a fancy workshop or the most expensive tools to create something amazing. You just need to put the right parts in the right places.